Hey Lantern Cast family, I'm Chad Bokelman. What's going on? And here we are with a action figure unboxing. This is the first such video I am doing for our YouTube channel here at Lantern Cast Vids, but this was too big of a wave of action figures for us Lantern fans for me not to focus on. I absolutely had to get these. You can tell if I lift the camera up here. I do have some of the other McFarlane Toys. I have all of the Batman White Knight figures. We got Azrael up there. We got Joker. We got Batman, which is signed by Sean Gordon Murphy. And then we have the Batgirl design, of course. Up there, we've got the John Stewart animated series. We've got Dawnbreaker, the single figure. And we have the Multiverse line that came before McFarlane with that KAL-L Rayner. And as you can see, we have space up there. What I was going to do was I was actually going to take this Red Lantern figure out of the package, build it, and then put these back on the peg. But as you can tell, these sets here are very wide box-wise, and essentially half the package is the pieces of the Build-A-Figure. So I'm going to unbox all of these, and I'm going to actually put them in my glass display case, which is right over here. And up here we have my Eagle Moss lead figures. We'll have to show those on the thing someday. And we have my Firestar figure. I'm a big fan of Firestar from Marvel. And then there's some stuff right down there, which we'll show you someday. But as you can see, I need to clean this a little bit, and that shelf is where these figures, as well as some other things that are in my collection that have yet to come out of their moving boxes from when I moved into this apartment a while ago, will go. But here we are. I'm going to unbox each of these, and I'm going to give it a nice review, show you what's going on with them, show you the boxes before I remove them, put them on their stands, and we'll talk about each of these figures, their boxes, and everything. So there will be a couple of edits and stuff, so you don't have to listen to silence or listen to me stuttering, but I'm not the biggest fan of video editing, but I will play around with it and make this nice, so hopefully it's a video that is short, sweet, to the point, and you enjoy it. So I think first up, what we're going to do is we are going to start with my least favorite figure and move on to my favorite figure. So let's start with Black Lantern Superman. Okay, Black Lantern Superman. This is number 4 in the set, actually. Why is it not my favorite? Well, first of all, it's very authentic. Let's put, with every single one of these figures, except for one critique I'll make, all of this is very authentic. But I don't necessarily enjoy the molding of the symbol on his chest. I know when people customize figures, I don't know if it's Mod Podge or something because I'm not that into the field, that they mold stuff on it and then they paint over it. It looks like Mod Podge and doesn't look very clean. The face is okay in terms of design and stuff, but that's neither here nor there. I like the color, the cape, everything looks cool. It comes with the legs of the Red Lantern, which is, of course, Atrocitus, which we'll get to in a little bit. And this card that's back here, portraying who the character is, actually comes from the Blackest Night Superman miniseries. That's what that is right there. So the first critique I'm going to make before opening this up is actually the box itself. The artwork that's used right here for Atrocitus, this comes from early in the Charles Soule Red Lantern run, and I'm sorry, not Charles Soule, Peter Milligan, in the Peter Milligan Red Lantern run, and it's not my favorite art. I want to say this is in the Peter Milligan run, but like slightly middle of it. It's not my favorite art. It's small. It's not really that big of a deal, right? I'm okay with everything else. I do like the fact that we have a Blackest Night logo here and here for us to talk about. Black Lantern Superman, that's great. It's part of the DC Multiverse line. And it tells us that we have our collect and connect, or collect to build, I guess they call it, Atrocitus as part of this wave. Now, my problem with these boxes, and I won't go through it with each box, but I have to showcase it on this one. My problem with this box is the fact that we dedicated the entire back to the Build-A-Figure. And by that, I mean, with Black Lantern Superman, we could have, instead of putting Atrocitus's information up here and taking up this entire back of the box, we could have put it down here and could have maybe seen like what's the rest of to expect in the set, but what's the set that you got? As you can see, it's in blue, so at least we know what we have. But I would love this image to have been here, and for us to tell us a little bit of something about the figure. It doesn't have to give away every plot of Blackest Night or every little detail, but a small couple of sentences would have been cool. And to see a couple of different images of Black Lantern Superman would have been interesting. And don't forget, if we're talking comic accurate, this is not Black Lantern Superman as in KAL-L of Earth 1. This is KAL-L, the other KAL-L of Earth 2. This is Earth 2 Superman. So Black Lantern Superman is correct, but wrong at the same time. I would have liked a little bit of information. We don't have to go that far with it. But I really do think this, using all of this space on this box to tell us about the Build-A-Figure on each of these boxes. By the way, the back of the box is the exact same on each one of these. All that's different is what's highlighted in blue that comes with the box you're holding. So it seems like a waste of time, but I guess it's, I don't know. I don't like it. You could have told us something about the actual character. But let's go ahead and unbox this. So what we're going to do is cut it actually from the bottom, and we're going to open the box from the bottom. I'm going to keep these boxes in case I want to display them on pegs in the future. This is a little trick I learned from Funkos, which you can't see at the shelf, but you saw them a minute ago. If you want to keep your boxes intact, you're going to use a butter knife, and you're going to pop it open, and butter knife, and turn, pop it open, so that it doesn't tear the box at all. And we're going to bend that open, and open, and slide out. If it gets caught, just slowly jiggle it out, because I want to keep the boxes. All right, let me set this up, and I'll get right back with you. All right, so this is our Black Lantern Superman, Black Lantern Earth 2 Superman, and lots of detail to him. I really like how the cape is in kind of pieces, and I do like the detail to it, the way it kind of shatters and stuff, just like it did in the actual comic, in the miniseries. Lots of points of articulation, the torso swivels, and then of course we have the back and forth. We got the thigh movement, knees, two double jointed knees. We got the feet and the ankles and even the toes, of course, elbows and shoulder sockets and fists. This one does not come with any accessories. I still like it. The reason it's actually not on a stand right now is actually interesting. The stand is sealed inside of here, meaning if I take it off, it's going to peel the background of this box. So I'm going to have to make a decision because I want to keep the box as pristine as possible, right? Do I throw the box away because I want the stand, or do I order separate action figure stands online and keep it as it is. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But there's the card, Blackest Night Superman. That's from the 3-issue miniseries. And I do like the background. I think the background's very cool and classic. There's a Green Lantern issue back there, but the rest is just regular DC. I would have liked the whole thing to be custom, all Green Lantern or Blackest Night or something, but that's fine. So I think, let's move on to the next one. The next figure is the Black Lantern Batman. This one is also interesting in the fact that, spoilers if you haven't read what is by now a 12-year-old DC comic storyline, this is not really Batman. Batman at this time was supposedly killed, quote-unquote killed, by Darkseid's Omega Beams in, I believe, Final Crisis. What was resurrected was not Bruce Wayne. What was resurrected was a clone of Bruce Wayne that was put in the ground. Bruce Wayne was really sent on a journey through time of some kind. So the reason I don't like it is really purely because of story. The Blackest Night, Superman, and other such figures, they really played with the design of the Black Lantern logo and incorporating it in with the existing logo of the hero. The reason they just slapped a Black Lantern symbol on top of the bat symbol was because it wasn't technically the real Batman. But I still would have liked for them to play around with the idea and give us a better logo. But, that's a real nitpick that still carries over from the original Blackest Night series. As you can see, still pretty good. This one comes with the arms of Atrocitus. It's Batman, Blackest Night. I would have liked it to say Batman in quotes. Again, that's just a nitpick. And of course, I still have the problem with the back that I mentioned before. Could have used this space for a whole lot more. But let's go ahead and pop this one open. Quite literally. We will pop it open with our butter knife. And again, for those of you who didn't see, you just slide the butter knife slowly in there, and then you sort of twist slowly, and it pops up, and there's barely any rip in the box whatsoever. This is how you're actually supposed to open your Funkos too, if you want to keep the boxes intact as well. Little trick I learned. It's easier to open them from the bottom than it is the top. And action figures are kind of like that too. So let me go ahead and bust Batman out of his little plastic constraints, which, by the way, these aren't twist ties. These are stretchable sort of plastic, which is a pain in the butt to kind of get off. But let me get all that off, take him out of the packaging, and we'll take a look. Okay, here is Black Lantern Batman. Again, let's focus on the cape to start with. Tons of detail back here. Ridges, folds, tears. Really well done. Even folds over here intentionally. That is awesome. We got the what was this? Most popularized, I think, in maybe like Long Halloween or something. These little points to his cape on his shoulder. His face looks pretty great in terms of mold and everything. There's a lot of expression there. I like that they pose these figures in the boxes as well. I think that looks really good. They didn't really do that with like what I was showing you earlier with the Azrael and the Joker, the Batman, the Jon Stewart. Like, none of those figures are really posed. They're just sort of in there. Each of these were posed in the box, which I think is kind of cool. And I do like that the suit has some added texture to it here, if you can see that. And we got the pockets and everything. I do really like the effort that went into this mold. But again, Black Lantern Batman, not my favorite. So let's move on to the next one. And the next one is our boy, Kyle Rayner. Chad, Kyle Rayner is one of your favorite Lanterns. Yes, he is. But he's my second favorite figure for a reason. As you can see, the McFarlane Toys went with a sort of lime green look for him. I am okay with that for his constructs, but that is really, I don't know. I do not like the lime green look, and I think it might be easy to fix with some cleverly placed painter's tape and some a really nice color on a can of spray paint, but not a big fan. It does come with his classic battery. That's cool. But his classic battery is the same translucent material as a construct, so that should have been a solid color. Not a fan of that. And of course, it comes with Atrocitus, his torso. This is one of the ones I don't like the image that they used here. I think it's the only one here. They used the image of KAL-L Rayner from the kind of Collect and Connect covers from the Third Army storyline, which I'll put up on the screen here. I think there are so much better images of Kyle to be used. I really like some other ones. Could have been a whole lot better. I'm okay with this one for Blackest Night Batman because that's the moment he comes hopping out of his grave and he's introduced. This is the cover to the miniseries. These two I'm not a big fan of. But you know, I guess it's okay because they're basing his design off of that. So, okay. Let's go ahead and pop this one open and take a look at him. And again, the posing in this thing is quite cool. All right, here is our boy KAL-L Rayner. Ring, it's pretty standard. You know, there's not a whole lot going on there. Costume, you can see lots of nice texture on there. I do like that. He swivels, I guess, okay, but he is a little stiff. You might have to break him in a little bit. I really like the face sculpt here. We did well. Although, maybe the lips are a little strange, at least close up. Crab mask, good. Really, really big. Really takes up a lot of his face. The hair is nice. What's interesting, though, is his neck. Can anybody else see that? It's kind of... It's first of all a different color from his face, but it's also really wide down here. I don't know. I think that looks super strange. The neck mold could have been a little bit better. I do, again, like a lot of the texture on here. That's pretty cool. Man's got some thighs. You know, I do like the figure overall. And honestly, in person, the lime isn't as bad as I thought it was. It's actually growing on me a little bit as I look more at the figure, but it's still not quite sitting right. I still think it's a cool looking figure and the coloring for the figure is cool, but as a Green Lantern fan, I just, not really for me. But it is time now to get to, bar none, my favorite figure. My favorite figure in the line is Deathstorm. Deathstorm is, if you read the comic, Deathstorm is the Black Lantern version of Firestorm, and it is Ronnie Raymond inhabiting Jason Rusch after he killed Jason Russ's girlfriend. So Black Lantern Ronnie Raymond taking in the mind of Jason Rusch. So wow, one hell of a figure, one hell of an image. Now I completely understand why you would go with this look here, because this is primarily what you see during Blackest Night. But I think there is a better, much more iconic Deathstorm image in there. And I'll put that on the screen now. Look at that, guys. If we could get rid of all the narrative bubbles and stuff and turn this into a high quality print, I want it. But man, this figure is cool. Let's take him out. All right, my friends, this is Deathstorm. Wow. I am so impressed with this figure. If I wasn't the addict Lantern fan that I am, do the podcast that I do, and collect as much Green Lantern stuff as I did, if I could only get one figure from this entire line, despite how much I love KAL-L Rayner, it would have been this one. Man, do I like this figure. First of all, his hair is a translucent plastic material, but also painted to be different colors. so it really has a lot of detail even within the glossiness on there. That face sculpt is intense, but every single texture to this thing is not a texture like a suit. It's very, look at it, it's mean and it's cragged and it's decayed, and it is all over, even on the hands, which the hands are even pointed like talons. I am so impressed by the detail on this figure. I absolutely love it. I do wish there was a construct like Firebolt or something like that, some sort of display of Firestorm type power here for Deathstorm. But wow, am I impressed by this figure. If you're only going to get one and you're undecided right now on which one, fucking this one right here. It comes with a Black Lantern power battery, but the power battery for some weird reason is silver. Missed opportunity. But I get it. And of course it comes with the face and the shoulder for Atrocitus. Before I build the figure, I figured I would get us a nice close look at what Atrocitus's face looks like. All right, let's take out the pieces and let's get our Build-A-Figure set up. All right, folks, we have all of our pieces here on the table. Each one of them is very detailed. Let's take a look at this. Nice texture on here, kind of like the texture that is used for Kyle's suit, except for the red parts, which are glossy. And on the torso, and sort of a glossy matte on the legs and arms and everywhere else. I wish they would have had some consistency with that. If you're going to go glossy on a color, I say go glossy all the way over. But let's see how this thing is set up and built, okay? So first we're going to pop our legs in. All right, that was pretty smooth. All right, let's pop this one in. I gotta feel the pop. There it is. And then we have our arms. It's a pretty deep socket, so let's get it in there. Okay, not bad. Now let's put this one in. Okay, that one's in, not bad. Now we're going to go ahead and put on his little armor crest thing here, shoulder pads, and then his head. Well, heads are always the hardest in my opinion, so I'm bringing it close to me to snap it in there. But I think it is. And that is our Atrocitus. Let's see if I can get him to stand here on the table. And he does. That is Atrocitus, ladies and gentlemen, and that is one hell of a Build-A-Figure. I really like that. And I really like his size. Atrocitus is supposed to be bigger. And that's about the size I'd expect him to be. Several heads taller than any of the human lanterns. He is big, he is imposing, he is menacing. Although I do kind of wish this fit better. It just kind of sits on there. You would think there'd be a piece maybe built in here that's supposed to go underneath his head, so when you snap it on, it kind of really stays there. But that's not really the case. It just kind of sits there. Now, granted, it is kind of rubbery, so, you know, whatever. But I really like this Atrocitus figure. He's hunched over, which is kind of interesting, so maybe I can get him to lean back, but that just kind of looks weird, right? I don't know. I love this figure. I think this, honestly, it might be Deathstorm, Atrocitus, Kyle, Batman, Superman, in that order for me. I'm really impressed with this. Honestly, I think the wave is worth it. Go out and buy these figures if you can. If you can only get one, Get Deathstorm. But man, they're out there, and they're really great figures. I'm actually, you know, as I recorded this video, I decided I'm throwing the boxes away. I will be keeping these figures, so I'll be taking all of the stands out and placing it over in the 5-foot glass display case from IKEA. So I've really enjoyed these. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I hope I edited it down enough to where it made sense and there wasn't just a lot of pauses and rambling. I am not an action figure reviewer, but hey, I'm not a YouTuber or a card unboxer or any of that stuff either. But I've been really impressed with the McFarlane figures. Like I showed you, I have all of the Sean Gordon Murphy designed White Knight figures. And I'm definitely going to be getting the upcoming Necron and the Atrocitus figure as well. So Necron is a bigger figure. I'm also going to be getting, as see if I can find it, that Gold Star Parallax. So let's show you what Gold Star Parallax looks like. It's a pretty cool figure. I believe it is a Walmart exclusive. It's already out, so it's a little tough to find. But good luck to you if you can find it in stores. And then this is Atrocitus, which I believe is from Death Metal and maybe only like 1 or 2 panels, which is interesting. But we know Batman variants sell, so that's all good. And then this is the Mega Figure Necron. So there are 3 more Lantern-related figures from the McFarlane Toys line for me to get. And I really hope that these aren't the last ones. I'd be really excited to get more of this stuff. But this, hell yeah, all about this. Sometimes Build-A-Figures suck, and as much as you may want a figure for the first time of that character or whatever, like that Stell. By the way, I have this Stell. I finally got it after a long time on the secondhand market, but I got it. There was never a Stell. Well, actually, you know what? There was a Stell figure. There was this one. But whatever. I actually preferred the Build-A-Figure Stell in terms of design. So, but this Build-A-Figure is absolutely worth it. And my problems with these notwithstanding, these are all very excellent figures. So go out and get these if you can. I got mine from Big Bad Toy Store, so go take a look at them if you can. And we will talk to you guys later. Bye, everybody.